Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. It's time for a Comics Revisited. Today we're continuing our look at some of the Venom stuff from the 90s with Venom Nights of Vengeance. That's right everybody, welcome to Comics Revisited. Today we're talking about Venom Nights of Vengeance, the 4-issue miniseries from like 94, whatever, something like that. Man, we're going to be honest with you guys. We read this. We came to do this video. We barely remember it. Don't really like this one. Don't like this one at all. I think Enemy Within is better than this one. Brooks, what do you think?
Yeah, well, like first off, I could hardly remember anything that happened in it. And then second off, I re-looked through it just like a little while ago and I still don't know what happened.
This story's just everywhere. So basically it picks up, it's about Venom. It continues on with him in San Francisco. He's protecting that underground city of vagrants and homeless people and outsiders and outcasts of society and things like that. He's still seeing Beck. We see Elizabeth again now, who we met first in Lethal Protector. She comes back to try to set up a love triangle here between Eddie, Beck, and Elizabeth. And it seems like Elizabeth is way more understanding of the symbiote than Beck is throughout the story. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really care that much.
Okay.
But, it was there. It was kind of something you could tell that they were trying to throw in there.
Yeah. So we talked before about how these Venom miniseries have basically been Venom team-up books. Lethal Protector was a team-up with Spider-Man. Funeral Pyre was a team-up with Punisher, in a way. The Madness was not so much a team-up with Juggernaut, but it starred the Juggernaut. The Mace introduced a new character. Enemy Within, of course, had Morbius and the Demon Goblin. This one was basically Venom teaming up with Vengeance. Ghost Rider was the shit at the time. Everybody was into Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, the Midnight Suns, the Knights of Vengeance, right?
Yeah.
And Vengeance is in it, right? So basically it starts off, this dude, his name is, what's his name, Brooks?
I do not remember.
Sam, what is his name? It's the dude, the main dude. You just kept saying Knight. Sean Knight.
Knight. Yeah, Knight he's the secret agent, man.
Sean Knight is a secret agent. He infiltrated this group called the Stalkers. They wound up finding this crashed alien ship. When they found it, they were taken over by this alien technology. And as this story progresses, they get more and more techno-organic. Right?
Yeah.
Techno-alien.
They look like the Phalanx at the end.
Yes, they do. Right? Okay, so that's that, right? He escapes, because he's like a secret agent. That happens. He's like, oh, I got to get out of here. He gets out. He's getting attacked. Venom shows up, protects him, all that kind of jazz. You get the gist of the story here now.
The dude that Vengeance is the dude
that's right.
In the beginning.
It's Balladino or whatever. Michael. Yeah. Michael is after this dude. This is the big attack. This dude is Vengeance. He's after this dude because he thinks it's going to help him find information on this cat that he's after, Angel something or whatever. I don't remember. I didn't really read a lot of Vengeance back in the day. I don't think Brooks did either.
No, I remember him. I mean, because he was a really cool looking character.
He had a cool action figure back in the 90s too, man. He really, really did. From that line that had that Ghost Rider right there, really good stuff. Vengeance looked cool. We remember him. But I didn't remember that he was just like a good guy, for instance. Yeah. So he winds up. He's just
a Ghost Rider villain.
Yeah, he's just there trying to get information in case this guy knows something about this dude he's after. That apparently in the whole Ghost Rider book, which is written by Howard Mackie, who wrote this book, by the way. So that kind of makes sense. Apparently, eventually he captures this dude, kind of like. Have you ever watched Supernatural?
I haven't. No.
Well, the whole thing is at the beginning they're after the demon that killed their dad. So it's this quest, and eventually he fulfills it. So this is just another stop on Vengeance's quests, right? So him and Venom come to a confrontation. Then they wind up having to team up to save and protect this Sean Knight guy from the Stalkers. Because the Stalkers show up to get him, to wreak their vengeance. Because at night, they wreak vengeance. Thus, Knights of Vengeance. Right?
Yeah.
So Venom, Vengeance, team up. They're going to protect Sean Knight. The Stalkers kidnap Beck and Elizabeth, both members of the other 2 out of 3 of the Venom love triangle here, right? They kidnap them and other members of the underground sanctuary, and they're like, we they're now being completely taken over by these alien techno-organic life forms, right?
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to send you guys to South America, hunt you down to test our might, and then we will know that we can invade this Earth and take it over. That's a little weird.
Yeah.
Before we can straight up just take over this planet, which we think we can already do, we must prove ourselves by hunting down Vengeance and Venom. Whatever.
It's just been funny if they'd actually won, and then they're like, okay, now we can take over Earth, and Thor just shows up and destroys them.
Unfortunately, Thor doesn't go to San Francisco. Apparently, that's why Venom's there. Thankfully, and Vengeance. So we got the Sean Knight dude, Elizabeth and Beck kidnapped, amongst others. Vengeance and Venom are in South America. The Stalkers come, they hunt them down, all this stuff. They eventually wind up at this place. Basically, they destroy the alien ship, right? They're all in the alien ship.
And they destroyed all of them but one.
Are they trying to infect all of humanity with this techno-organic virus?
Kind of infecting
because they're infecting Beck and Elizabeth and Sean, and they decide that they're going to kill themselves.
They should have just called these guys the Phalanx.
Yeah.
It's been like they were an offshoot of the Phalanx.
Do you remember when Beck and Elizabeth and Sean decided they were going to kill themselves?
Yeah.
And so they decided they're going to kill themselves to stop this from happening, because it's like the end of Superman 3 going on here, right? And Vengeance and Venom show up. They basically save the day. They blow up this alien ship. They think they defeated them all, but Trent, who is the leader of the Stalkers, he comes back. They have a big final blowout and battle, and they defeat him. That's pretty much it. It's kind of silly. It kind of makes no sense. Maybe if you followed more of the Vengeance story, it would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But the Stalkers, to me, were insignificant. They weren't very cool. Like you said, they just look like the Phalanx. It didn't look like anything extraordinary, nothing cool to me. That's the basic gist of the story. I will say this. The artwork is done by Ron Lim. Ron Lim did the last 3 issues of Venom Lethal Protector. So Ron Lim has a lot to do with the way that we view Venom today, and I still love his Venom. The only thing I really like about this book is the artwork. I do like the artwork. I think Ron Lim's Venom is amazing. I think his Vengeance looks cool too.
Yeah.
I think it all looks cool. It all looks hip. It all looks fresh for the time, 1994, whatever it is. But the story is just all over the place. We read all these books, and I barely remember this one. Brooks, what do you think about the story and the art?
Well, the art was good, but the story is a bit all over the place.
Yes, it is.
And it's like they're like, these books are ridiculous, and everybody's used to that, so let's see how ridiculous we can go with it.
Why not, right? And, like I said, because it was written by Howard Mackie, I really think that if you were following along with the story of Vengeance in the Ghost Rider books, maybe it would make a little bit more sense. I do love Ron Lim's artwork. That's some good stuff. I love how he gave Venom extra rows of teeth, if you pay attention there. Really fun stuff there, but the story I could never get behind. Never really liked this one. It came out of nowhere. It was too convoluted. Didn't make a lot of sense to me then. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me now. This is where a lot of people started falling off of the Venom solo bandwagon. Was Nights of Vengeance. Was it not?
I imagine so.
But then they brought it back with some stories we're about to cover in the next couple weeks, including the return of those other symbiotes from Lethal Protector. Dun, 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 dun. But Brooks, basically what I'm saying is, hardcore Venom fans, it's only essential because it's Venom. But ultimately, aside from, I like the idea that it brings back Elizabeth from Lethal Protector. That's cool. It deals a little bit more with Beck, but the characterization of Beck was even more outlandish to me in this one. Really didn't think Mackie had a grasp on that character. Those characters were in the editor's hands. You know what I'm saying? Because they kept shifting from writer to writer. So there's a lack of consistency among some of the supporting cast. Right? So it suffers a little bit for that. I think if you're a Vengeance fan, there's more to it a little bit. But if you're just a casual Venom fan trying to get the gist of the story, I think you can skip on through.
Yeah, you can skip this one.
You can skip this one totally. So Brooks, do you think it's skippable?
Yeah, I mean, if you want the whole story, you have to read it. So
yeah,
just know it's not very good.
It's not super essential, but it does. Eventually, the next one is Separation Anxiety. We're getting to that in 2 weeks, because before Separation Anxiety, you kind of have to read this crossover between Web of Spider-Man and Spider-Man, where the Scarlet Spider also first introduced. His first villain as Scarlet Spider was Venom.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that next week. So next week, Scarlet Spider, Venom, the Exile returns. That's right. They're talking about the clone coming back, and they're talking about Venom coming back to New York. Venom returns to New York next week here on Comics Revisited. But ultimately, even though it's found in this really cool book, which I think is very solid, this book, linked down below, it's got the mace, it's got separation anxiety, it's got this Exile return story we're going to be talking about next week. But it unfortunately does have 4 issues of Nights of Vengeance. And what's really crazy is that all these Venom series, aside from Lethal Protector, so far have been 3 issues. Right? Wouldn't you have rather had 4 issues of Funeral Pyre or The Mace?
Yeah.
Or even The Madness or Enemy Within was only 3 too. Yeah. This was the first one that was 4.
Yeah.
Didn't need it. Didn't need it at all.
Not really.
No. But next week we're talking about Scarlet Spider, Venom, the crossover, The Exile returns. Me and Brooks here on Comics Revisited. Let us know what you think about Venom, Nights of Vengeance. Maybe you love it. Maybe you absolutely disagree with us. Maybe you agree with us. I don't know. Yeah, I need to know. Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to check us out on Facebook at Pop Culture Philosophers. We got contests, we got giveaways, things like that. It's worth your time to go over there and check it out. I've been Rockin' Robbie Billups. This is
Umbrella. Oh, sorry, Brooks.
Brooks, the Magnificent, and the Umbrella. That's right. That's how we sign off here. Join us next week for Comics Revisited. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. And don't forget...
Umbrella?
Umbrellas!
Oh, umbrellas.
Yeah. It's more than one.
Oh, I didn't know it was plural.
It's like, you got that umbrella game like Penguin. More than one.
Mm.